camp is here. We are jacked up. Can't wait to show. It's going into August. So for 7 months, we've been building the off season. We've gone into summer. We dominated summer. Now we're ready for training camp. Very fortunate that I work with a ton of teams. I got 27 teams I work hands-on with. Then I have thousands of other teams that purchase our different programs. Here's 3 tips that I've found over the years working with the high school and college setting that are extremely critical. Number 1, keep the end goal in mind. My goal is to have guys ready for training camp. Our goal in 3 to 4 weeks, come late August, come mid-August, week 1, we are the most physical, explosive, disciplined team there is. Week 1, 3 to 4 weeks from now, not next week, okay? So do not pound the guys in the ground. They don't need to do an absorbable amount of, a crazy amount of running. Make sure you are slowly building them up to be the most physical, explosive team possible in 3 to 4 weeks from now. So that's tip 1. Have the end goal in mind. Could already see it getting off that bus, heart beating a little bit, extremely excited. Number 2, do not, and this is coming from a sports performance coach, do not use running as punishment. Stop that association of, hey, if you're late, hey, if you miss this, you have runner's club. That's just a bad trigger. We do extra work because we want to get better. So my tip for here is have clear standards and expectations. Hey, when you're late, you do this. If you miss, you do this. And if, for some reason, a kid is out of shape or you want to do extra work, completely reverse engineer the game. So here's a great example, okay? A kid wants to do extra work. He's slightly out of shape, right? You want to lose a little weight. Hey, bud, I think you work really hard. Why don't you stay after for, 5 minutes with me? Hey, we're going to do 5 plays. He's an offensive lineman. Where you're just going to push this sled for 5 seconds as hard as you can. We're going to rest 25 seconds. All right, and you're just gonna do that 5 times. How does that sound, man? I see greatness inside you. I know that we can get that out of you. You cool with that? It's gonna say, yes, coach, yes. And if for some reason you have another situation where a kid's late, not showing up, peel back the layers. Hey, who's driving you? Hey, how's everything going at home? Find out the issue and the frustration from the athlete's perspective so they know that you care, right? And it's not always gonna be perfect, it's gonna be dynamic. But hold that high standard. And what do you need to do? What do you need to do if that player keeps missing and doesn't show up? You need to take away game reps. You need to take away, hey, you're no longer the first string, you're the second string. That's how you enforce so-called punishment. I really try to eliminate any of the word punishment from the teams that I work with, and it's just unrequired work, extra work, because we love the work. So that's number 2, okay? Do not use running as punishment. Number 3, one of the most important things, obviously, as the number 3 tip, is communication equals energy, man. Communicate at a high level. The things that I typically see is, hey, the athletic trainer isn't on a Google sheet with all the other coaches. So the other coaches don't know that the wide receiver has a toe injury, right? And then when the wide receiver gets out to practice and he's not dressed, the wide receiver coach goes, hey, you're soft, man. What's going on with this? Where it's like, no, man, that kid's not soft. He's hurt. So make sure that you're communicating at a high level so that when the athletes are in your environment, they're jacked up, they're ready to be there. Another idea in regards to communication is, hey, you got to at least message us the night of if there's a conflict. So with the high school athletes, there's baseball tournaments. Holy cow, every football coach hates the baseball tournaments, right, in the summer. Well, you know that. The expectation is that they message their position coach, the head coach, and the sports performance coach, 24 hours beforehand. So they could, so when they do come back on Monday, it's with good positive energy. So those are 3 critical tips that I know will help you going into summer. All right, reverse engineering those, number 3, communication is energy. Number 2, going right off the bat, you got to make sure you do not use running as punishment. And number one is have the end goal in mind. You are going to be freaking physical, violent, and disciplined in 4 weeks from now. Do not crush your guys this first week coming up. As always, feel free to send a message. Any questions? I'm so jacked up to, have another great season here. Win the kids. Let's go.